Somehow, the primary caretaker in most of the households remains the mother. The victim remains the mother. The person who did something wrong remains the mother. I don't know why it happens, but this is how it is.
There is a by default factor that male ego will come in. That I would not want to show my weakness to her. I would not want to show my tears. I would always pose that I am strong. To be vulnerable, to show my weakness, to show that, okay, I can also cry. I also have pain. I am also going through the same emotional journey that she is going through. And I always saw her as a very powerful lady. She is more powerful than me. I can still say it and say it very proudly. Now, that particular moment, something got connected. I can't explain it in words, but something got connected here. And I could feel that in that moment, Sainyam got his father back.
हाय वेलकम बैक टू सैयम। आज जिस पॉडकास्ट को आप सुनने वाले हैं उसमें हमने अपनी पूरी जर्नी को कवर किया है। किस तरीके से क्या क्या चैलेंजेस हमने फेस करे, उनको कैसे हमने ओवरकम किया। वी हैव लिटरली पोर्ड आवर हार्ट आउट। सो इस पॉडकास्ट को एंड तक जरूर सुनिएगा। ये पॉडकास्ट 2 पार्ट्स में डिवाइडेड है। दिस इज द फर्स्ट पार्ट। बट इससे पहले कि आप वीडियो देखना शुरू करें, आई हैव एन अपील फ्रॉम यू। वी रिसीव अ लॉट ऑफ कमेंट्स फ्रॉम यू, अ लॉट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस, लेकिन काफी बार वो सारे क्वेश्चंस और कमेंट्स को हम लोग पर्सनली रिप्लाई नहीं कर पाते चाह कर भी। सो हम लोगों ने सोचा है कि हम एक YouTube लाइव सेशन प्लान करें जहां पे हम आपके मैक्सिमम क्वेश्चंस को पर्सनली आंसर कर पाए। फॉर दैट हम लोगों ने एक कम्युनिटी पोस्ट पे एक पोल डाला था कुछ दिन पहले, एंड वी रियली रिक्वेस्ट यू टू पार्टिसिपेट इन दैट पोल एंड लेट अस नो इफ कंडक्टिंग अ YouTube लाइव सेशन विल मेक अ डिफरेंस फॉर यू। आप हमारे चैनल पे कम्युनिटी टैब पर जा सकते हैं, वहां पर आपको ये पोल नजर आएगा। जब आप इस पोल में पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे होंगे तो आपको वहां पे एक सर्वे का लिंक भी दिखेगा। आप उस लिंक पे क्लिक करके अपना क्वेश्चन भी साथ में ही डाल सकते हैं, सो दैट वी टेक योर क्वेश्चन और उस लाइव सेशन में हम आपके क्वेश्चन को आंसर करें। सो विदाउट एनी फर्दर डिले, लेट्स स्टार्ट वाचिंग द पॉडकास्ट।
Thank you for joining this session in this podcast. We call it Brain in You. So thank you both of you for joining us here on this podcast. Rakhi, I am maybe seeing you for the first time. I've spoken to Bhushan in the past. And tell me something about you, both of you. I don't know, other than the fact you both stay in Delhi, I don't know much about you. So tell me something about you and then we'll talk about Sainyam.
Sure. Thank you, Vandita, first of all, for giving us this opportunity to share our journey with you and with all the people who are listening to us. So we got married 18 years back. It was a love marriage, and as any other couple, we were enjoying our life, and after 2 years, suddenly we became parents. We were not prepared for the same, although, and it was a very enjoyable moment for both of us. It was our first child, and he was very adorable. I'll share the pictures of Sainyam. He was very adorable. And 2007, it was 2007, 12th December when he was born. And, he was growing like any other child, like very adorable, very cute child. Everything was going fine, till the time he was 11 months old when he fell sick.
Okay.
So before that, everything was absolutely normal. The milestones were absolutely normal. His crawling, his eye contact, everything that you can expect from any child was absolute. And after 11 months, when he fell sick, he had actually bronchitis attack, and then followed by gastroenteritis, and then after that he was hospitalized for some time. And then after that, he saw a regression in his milestones basically. So he stopped giving eye contact the way we were expecting him to walk at 12 months, 11 months. That was also a little delayed. 13 months he started walking. Physically, more or less, he recovered. But then his speech, his eye contact, his response to me, his social smile, that actually started to feel ready. And it was around 1.5 years then when somebody told us, okay, you should actually consult. I think there is something off with your child. And that's not something that any parent would love to hear from anyone. But still, because it's our first time and we don't know much about what's going on with the child, we took him for the assessment. Even the pediatrician said he's okay, boys generally take time. So he also said, if you want to go, then otherwise I don't think there is any issue. And then 1 year, 7 months, we got Sainyam diagnosed with a child psychologist. So there, it was then when we heard the term autism for the first time. Your child falls in the category of mild to moderate autism. And it was the first time that we both heard this term also. It was very shattering and devastating for just like any other parent. Before that time, I don't think any of us had heard that term also. So, yeah, not a very pleasant, but actually a very shattering moment for us.
I have 2 kids, so I know what you're saying. You don't want to hear certain things. You go to a doctor. The last thing you want to know is something is not right. And the second thing you want to know is, okay, if it's not right, when does it get fixed? Yeah. So tell me when both of you were sitting there and the doctor told you this, what was your immediate reaction to each other?
So honestly, when the report came in our hands, both of us were so stunned that we could not react. Immediately, we could not react at all. And, something was striking in my mind. Okay, there's something wrong with the report. Or this doctor is not qualified enough. Or, there's something wrong with the report. This can't be my child's report at all. So I didn't say anything, but this is continuously striking in my mind. Continuously that this is not with my child. That was complete denial in my head, and we both were so stunned that we didn't speak to each other about it at all for some days. Although we both were in our own world, I was in complete denial. My child is absolutely fine, and this report is nonsense. I don't believe this. And Bhushan, although he was not speaking to me, but I could see him, researching about the same a lot.
Yeah.
How did this happen to my child? What went wrong? What wrong did we do? That this happened to our child. What was our fault? So both of us were in a completely different state of mind, and we did not speak to each other. We didn't have the courage to speak to each other for some time. In fact, about this. It took us some days, his therapist and all started, but it took us some days to recover and even talk to each other about the same. So we both were very different, in a very different state of mind. That I was complete denial, and he would say, why this happened to me, and researching all about what it is and what we can do. I was not even looking at the research because I didn't want to, look at it. So we were completely two poles opposite. But yes, both of us were very, very concerned about our child. And it took us some time. But then when we spoke, we actually, both of us broke down. Both of us broke down. And it was probably the moment that we both of us realized that we need each other even more than ever, because it was very essential for us to share ourselves. It was very heavy on the heart, and it was very essential for us to share ourselves with each other.
I know.
So that was a that
I know. Yeah, this is a very honest emotion. I remember when my elder one had some medical concern and I was pregnant with him. When we were told, I remember coming out and not talking because I did not know what to say. I think my husband also did not know what to say, but we had to talk about it. And we had to tell each other, yeah, let's find a way out. I'm sure let's fix it. We'll figure it out. But this is the exact emotion that hits you when you don't have the courage to even speak up. When there's a lot of silence for days, when each of us are independently Googling, but let's find a cure, or let's at least understand why did it happen? What did I do wrong? Because the baby's inside me. Did I do something wrong? So all that. So I know, yeah, that is exactly the emotion that happened. This was a trying time for you as a couple.
Absolutely.
It pleased me to hear that you joined hands, but it saddens me to tell you that there are mothers in my network where the fathers have walked away. I really want Bhushan to share here. I'm sure many are thinking on these lines right now. Let me be very honest with you. Somehow, the primary caretaker in most of the households remains the mother. The victim remains the mother. The person who did something wrong remains the mother. I don't know why it happens, but this is how it is. And not only specific to India, anywhere. I really want you to share something here, Bhushan, because many men, many fathers would be listening to you. If only some of them can change their thought process, it will save several families. Tell me something that what kept you going? Did you both attack each other? And why not? What was that emotion that came to your mind when you looked at your wife or you looked at the mother of your child? How did you shield her? She would have been the biggest victim there, is what I see. I mean, unfortunately, this is how the setup is. And looking at you right now, touch wood, it is you're so strong. And I'm sure you shielded her. How did you do it?
See, Vandita, if I look back, I would say that we were fortunate in some terms because uh, both of us, if I share on the personal side, both of us knew each other since we were very young. We were in class 6th. So there is a bond that we developed even before the marriage, and we were like we are more like friends rather than a typical husband and wife. But when obviously something like this happens, there are days of silence. There are different mindsets, different things going on in her mind, different things going on in my mind. The only thing that worked and that kept both of us going was constant communication. We never stopped communicating to each other. It might be for a day or two, but not more than that, because where the communication ends, the relationship. If you need to kill our relationship, just stop the communication, the relationship will end. So that and authentic communication. I'm not talking about the communication. Okay, I'm being male. There is a by default factor that male ego will come in. That I would not want to show my weakness to her. I would not want to show my tears. I would always pose that I am strong. So fortunately, during this whole process, I learned one thing. I learned to be vulnerable, to show my weakness, to show that, okay, I can also cry. I also have pain. I am also going through the same emotional journey that she is going through. And I always saw her as a very powerful lady. She is more powerful than me. I can still say it and say it very proudly. The way she took it, the kind of courage she has to take up the challenges, I take inspiration from her. So communication, number one, and giving up the male ego, that's number two, because that's not a very good sign for any relationship, and especially if it's for your child, it will hamper.
So I want to ask you that next question. That a lot of parents say this. Somebody may have told this to you also. Okay, how will we fix our child? ये question बहुत common है. How do we fix our child? What do you feel about it? How do you comment? How do you solve this dilemma? How do you solve this question for people? How do you fix their child?
No, I'll share the example of Sainyam for this. Right? There were many months, not months actually, years, for which we tried to fix him. Like we literally used to take him. We were actually slogging him. Actually, 3 therapies in a day, 5 days in a week. 2 घंटे, 1.5 घंटे का. Then there was commutation time. We were tired. He was tired all day, and we were actually taking him. He became a machine for us. एक machine है जिसको हमें fix करना है जो ठीक नहीं है, and in the process we did not realize, Vandita, when did we become machines as parents? It was just like a machine trying to fix another machine. There was no emotion, there was no love, was lost. And कई बहुत time तक चलता रहा ऐसा. There was one point of time when something happened. There was some seminar that we were attending, and this realization came somewhere that because of our fear that he might not live an independent life, he may be dependent. Because of our fear, we were slogging him, and we were literally trying to fix him like a machine. And I still remember that day. That it was a particular incident. Like I still remember हमारी जो लेन है वहाँ से बाहर निकल के ना एक पेड़ है, वहाँ पे सुबह मैं उसको घुमाने के लिए ले जाता था. So that was the morning when I literally hugged him. बहुत जोर से उसको मैंने hug किया, and I said sorry to him. I don't even realize whether he understood what I said or not. I just said sorry. Sorry Sainyam. I mean, I was taking you for a lot of things और बहुत सारी चीजें. I just said sorry, nothing else. And I promised him that okay, I'll stop bothering you now. In terms of I'll stop fixing you now. Now that particular moment, something got connected. I can't explain it in words, but something got connected here, and I could feel that in that moment, Sainyam got his father back.
Yeah.
There was nothing wrong with him. There was nothing wrong with the poor child. He was enjoying his life. He was learning whatever he had to learn. He was not learning whatever he didn't have to learn. It was perfectly fine. It was my fear. It was our fear that we were literally fix him. Every conversation that we used to have with him was around how to train him this thing, how to train him that thing, how to make him understand this thing. There was no real connection. And since that day, I mean, would you believe a child who could not speak, who could not understand, that day he came and hugged me 4 times. He knew my father is back. I knew my son is back. That connection got built up. And since that day onwards, this is especially I'm talking to all the parents right now. The moment you stop trying to fix your child and you just connect with him at a level where he understands, okay, I'm talking to my parents, I'm talking to my father, I'm talking to my mother, and you understand that, okay, I'm talking to my child. It's not a machine, it's my child. The child will start to show up. That happened with Sainyam. Within a few years, he was flourishing. What all we did, we just started spending some leisure time with him without judging him, without trying to fix him, without manipulating him to do things. Just started spending lovely time with him for some time. Therapies were going on. I mean, whatever we were doing was the same thing, but where we were operating from, who we were being, we were just being there, his parents while talking to him, while training him. That made a huge difference. And it does.
That's exactly what it is for any parent. You let your guards down. I think the way to put this is, हम वैलिडेशन सीख करते हैं क्योंकि हमारे पे इतना प्रेशर होता है हमारे फ्रेंड्स का, फैमिली का, सोसाइटी का, कि हमने अब एक बच्चा दुनिया में हम लाए, ये किसी से कम नहीं रहना चाहिए. हम लग जाते हैं, मैं भी लग जाती हूँ. एंड आई थैंक यू टू द वर्क दैट आई डू, that I get reminded every single day that he is just another soul. He has his own life. He is not me, and I'm trying to make him me. And that's the biggest mistake that I'm doing. He's not me. He will have his own path to walk on, and I have to let him lead. The moment you feel that and internalize it, वो emotion बच्चे को दिख जाता है. And I know what you're saying. The moment he connected, he knew that I got my father back. Yeah, that is an unsaid, very, very strong connection that happens. So, एक चीज बताओ. Now do you have a very different sense of pride on your face? I can see it. I want to take you back 14 years. Then to now, what is the difference in your emotion when you used to look at your son then versus when you look at your son now?
In terms of when we used to see Sainyam at that point of time, there was a lot of very, very cute child, very lovable. There was a lot of love. Before love, there was when we used to see him and when we were actually struggling with him a lot. Then at that point of time, I say this, the emotion was that there is something wrong with the child and we need to fix it. So that was also the emotion at that point of time. कि बहुत सारी चीजें हैं जो अभी संयम अपने आप से he is not able to understand on his own. Then हमें बहुत सारी चीजें introduce करनी है. Even to the basic things जैसे emotions क्या होते हैं, जैसे expressions क्या होते हैं. हर एक चीज, each and everything that we see around us needed to be introduced to him. So it was an uphill task. So जितना भी कर ले ऐसा लगता था कि कम है, मतलब पता नहीं कितनी चीजें और सिखानी अभी बाकी है. So that emotion of challenge, that emotion of something wrong with the child, that was majorly there for quite some time.
Yeah.
And if we compare it to now, like there is a, as I use the term, there is love for sure. The unconditional love remains, and there is gratitude towards him because he has actually made us better parents. He has made us better human beings, better partners to each other. He has taught us a lot of things. He has taught us how to be patient, like his name, Sainyam. He has taught us how to love unconditionally. He has taught us how to not get jealous. He has taught us how to be good human beings. He doesn't have the emotions of hatred and jealousy. He's one of the unique human beings as they can be, like all of our children. Yeah. But as I said, yes, there was one time when it was a struggle and when we saw him, it appeared to be as if बहुत काम करना है, अभी बहुत सारा काम करना है.
ये क्वेश्चन मैंने एक रीजन के लिए पूछा मुझे, मतलब मुझे पता है ये इमोशन, पर मैं उन पेरेंट्स जो सुन रहे हैं उनको ये बताना चाहती हूँ कि ये इमोशन ह्यूमन है. आप बुरे पेरेंट नहीं हो कि आप अपने बच्चे को देखते हो और आपको लगता है कि ही इज अ टास्क फॉर मी और ही इज अ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. लव बहुत बैक सीट ले लेता है, सबसे पहले रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी दिखती है उसको देखकर. It is a journey, and I want those parents to see that these are the same parents sitting here today after 14 years who are just full of, look at your face when you're talking about him now. It comes out. That unconditional love you talk about, it shows on your face. And that's the next level of celebration. I feel that you celebrate your child now. It's beyond acceptance. हो गया acceptance, सब हो गया. अभी he's like, you love your life with him. There is no more, you don't feel tired when you look at him. यार ये अभी बहुत कुछ करना है, नहीं कुछ नहीं करना है.
Hope you liked this part of the podcast. In the second part of the podcast, we are going to cover a very important aspect, and that is the role of society in dealing with autism and how we faced the society. Do not miss that part of the podcast. It is going to be really, really valuable for you. See you soon. Take care.